Hi guys, we're gonna do about a 15-minute warm up here. Aiden Durr really would like to work with you on this system. If you cannot join us live, then I would recommend we'll talk about it a bit. We're not going to officially start this until 6 o'clock. This will just give people a chance to begin coming in and saying hello and whatnot. Hey, Silver Creek. Paul Cohen. Hello, hello. Um, but what we could do is get you over to our Fatherfish Shoal, which has an enormous support system. We'll be able to really get into what you've been doing, be able to look at it, you'll be able to post pictures, even video clips, even live if you want to. Um, but we will be able to really take a hard look at what's going on. Let's see. Speaking of which, I need to go on Discord, the show, and let them know that we are live here and now. Somebody sending hearts. That is so cool. I don't know if you can see that. There are little hearts coming up on the screen. That's really neat. Let's see, where am I? I'm going to find Otherfish Studio Current. There it is. And the stream. Whoops. Is that going? Yes. Okay. Did that. This thing keeps drifting down. I am wearing pants, but I'd rather not show them off. Animal Kingdom at home. Yeah, started. I'm doing like a 15-minute warm up. Not going to get into anything substantive, but giving folks a chance to kind of pile in. How are you? I'm glad to be here, says R.D. Youngbauer to see Pelican. Hi, Father Fish. Let's give you a wrench. That is moderator. Who's setting all those hearts? How is that happening? How does that work? I don't know how that works. They just sort of pop up. I don't want to move my camera because it's a pain in the butt to get it back where I want it. Yeah, Joe Sneed, Zelko Banovich. Let's see who's here. Let's go back. How far back can we go? Joe Sneed, Volcanics Works, Anthony Udovich. What? Uh, the Office, the Go Fish, The O-fish is here. Ellen Durr is here. HKK is here. Oscar Jungle Tank. Brute. Hello, Brute. Silver Creek. Paul Cohen Big Whiskers. Cynthia Norman. Bob Purge. Jeff Littell. Tess. Edson. Lauren Gary does not have a wrench. Let's give him a wrench. Tony. Tony doesn't either. Let's give Tony a wrench. And there's somebody else. Oh, yes, this R.D. Youngbauer. I already did that, I thought, didn't I? I did. YouTube just hadn't got around to it yet. Zelko Benovic and Joe Sneed. Oh dear. Yeah, probable cause. Clause YouTube. Talking about washing place sand. I know. Yeah, I think they put here in Australia. Same stuff though, I'm sure. It's not that it's dirty, it's that it's dusty. And I don't know why anybody would want to use that as play sand. Your child playing in it would come home absolutely covered in it. It's so dusty and has so much clay. If there's a little bit of moisture, it'll stick to you. I mean, it's terrible stuff. And there is wonderful clay, yeah, sand that can be used that's not filthy. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what the big sale is. They're selling this stuff as play sand, and it's probably ought to be banned by the government. It's just nasty, nasty stuff. Animal Kingdom set up a 3 foot long with oolithic aragonite substrate, doing deep substrate, cycled in a few days and has no filter. Hello, hello. My day is going well, David. Thank you. Um, I think I've spent half the afternoon napping. I don't know where it went. I was sitting here at the computer all afternoon, and every time I look at the clock, it's an hour later. So I don't remember doing much. So just kind of, it's your birthday, Heavy Arms. Happy birthday. How nice. Gabriella Ruby is here. Hey, Gabriella. Gonna give you a wrench. It'll show up whenever YouTube gets around to it. Boy, I've been having trouble with my eye, and I can't keep my hands off of it. It gets a little itchy, and I touch it as gently as I can, and that makes it burn. And then I touch it more, and it burns more. And before long, it's a full blown red eye. I was so bad, I was in pain yesterday, I guess, much of the day from it. So I've got a little wet cloth here, and if I just kind of hold it on it for a bit, it takes the pain away. I had tried all kinds of salve, and it just made it worse. So, and there's nothing. Apparently, there's no visible infection. So I think it's just sensitive. Sensitive tissue. I'm so sensitive. I am so brutally. brutally appreciate your knowledge from New York City. Been in the hobby 25 years. Enjoy listening to the YouTube channels. Thank you. Silica. Silica's perfect. I use silica. I use silica. I will also use blasting sand. I like that, actually. And I bought some sand locally from a quarry that's not all that clean and it's kind of reddish. So I think it has a lot of iron in it. And I used it in my 29s and they were very cloudy. I had to do two or three major changes to get it out. It just didn't come out all by itself at all. Fish from Link, hello, hello. Lord, now I'm hiccuping. Whew. This is anti. Huh. Um, somebody somebody killed Auntie's comment, which was not at all. It was very pleasant. Auntie said, "I recently texted you on Discord. I hope your day is well." Well, look forward to your text, Auntie. Meanwhile, I'm going to give you a wrench. Don't do that, you guys. Don't abuse your privilege. I appreciate it was probably an error. Easy to do when you're new and don't understand all this stuff. Paul Cohen has a question. This ought to be good. Can I use your method for a heavily scaped tank using a carpeting plant and a couple of others? It's problematic with carpeting. It depends on how you've done your carpeting. If you have, if you have grown it immersed, dry, then you really can't put very much sand on it. You can do a little, but you're going to depend on it's going to be a wall stead. If you got nice plantings in there, it'll be a very nice wall stead. It won't be a father fish. It's hard to do that. That's one of the real drawbacks with the father fish system. It's one of the reasons we started the live food web was actually to build up um, enough humus on the surface of the sand to be able to grow carpeting plants. Because people were constantly wanting to grow carpeting plants, and you can't do it in 2 inches of sand. They're very short roots and they can't get nutrients. Now, in an older tank like this, you can do it. It's fine because everything's kind of worked together by then. And if you'll notice, as your tank ages, the um, the soil will come up about in the first month. It'll come up halfway into the sand, which is why I recommend 2 inches of sand. But then over the next number of months, the material you're putting in the tank will go down and they'll kind of meet so that by 6 months, all of the sand is pretty well permeated with nutrients. And so at that point, you can grow carpeting plants. So that's an option. Heavily scaped. Well, I would hope so. There's no reason not to be able to. Here's another deleted. What is going on? Donna Arnold is deleting that. Deleting messages now. What's this one? Listen, guys, you're hitting buttons without knowing what you're doing, and you're deleting comments from new folks. Don't do that unless it is something that is obscene, vulgar, personal attack, or something else that is just unworthy of being here. Ash asked garlic will help with that. Get some garlic and squeeze some of its juice. And oh, that's a thought. I could do that. I don't know what it is. It's now it feels like I got something in my eye. It's been irritated for a long time. I am going in Monday to see an eye doctor, so maybe I'll find out what it is. Jeff Pasternak is here. Hello, Jeff. Happy to see you. And Ash, I've given you a wrench, so you're going to be able to get back, but don't do it. Don't do it. Just let bygones be bygones. Penny's fish keeping. Hello, Penny's fish keeping. We need to give Penny a wrench. See if I can do this. Yes, I can do it. Penny, you'll turn blue when YouTube decides. It just takes a while. It actually takes several minutes for the signal that I'm putting out to get to YouTube. And then I don't know how long it takes for it to get from YouTube to you. But that whole transition could take, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. It's really strange. You'd think it would be instantaneous, but it ain't. And part of the reason is this signal is going all over the world, where there are people literally in every country in the world who are party to our chat, which is kind of neat. We have 80 people here right now, and I don't know where everybody's from, but I know Chatterbox is here. Hello, Chatterbox. There's another new person. We got a lot of new people coming in. It's really nice. We've had a lot of new people visiting our YouTube pages. Did I do Chatterbox? I did. I want to do Jana White. A cold Monday morning in Australia. Uh, so it's Monday morning in Australia. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. So it's early morning. It's about 7 in the morning in India. The fellow who does the video editing for me lives in central India. Um, and Australia would be, what, 2 hours further east? So that would make it, what, 5 o'clock? What time is it your time, Jana, right now? And where is the date line? When does it change? When does it change back? That's middle of the Pacific, isn't it? Like Hawaii or something? My name is Mud, lives under a thick sand cap. Well, that's certainly cute. Top fin. I went to a side creek to get some sand for aquarium, but there was dirt in the sand. I don't know if it was okay to use it. Probably so. It probably would be just fine. If it was, a creek with flowing water, what you want to do when you take it out is just let the water flow through it to get any debris or very loose sediment out of it. And then you'll be able to use that. In fact, it's really very much more beneficial. It's like doing live sand in a saltwater tank. It's really the very best way to do a sand cap because it's bringing all of the organics that are in that sand into your tank, which means you've got all the bacteria there instantly, just available right away. And even some microfauna, some other biota. So it's really a biotics. It's really a great way to do it. Um, and if you put it in before you put the water in, and then are careful about putting the water in, all will be well. It certainly will not be a problem once it's established in the tank. I mean, it's a highly beneficial way to escape your tank to use a substrate. Well done, top fin. I should do that actually. That would be cool. Although we don't have any sand around. Well, we do. I just don't know if there's every creek I've been to is mud. I've not yet found a sandy creek. Donna Arnold. Yeah, you did, but that's okay. No harm done, Donald. You you put you put somebody in timeout. Poor Ash. It'll be fine, Ash. You just hang in there. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can do anything about it. No, you're out already. Okay. Not a problem, Donna. It was grown immersed. Yeah. Um, I just think that what you probably ought to do is just stick with the Wallstead. Just be careful about putting water in so you don't stir it up. But you would do that anyway. You can begin adding very, very small amounts of sand, like a quarter of an inch. If you put just a thin layer, and then make sure that it's not laying on the plantings, but it's getting down under them or down at their root, at their base. Then you can actually, if you're very, very careful, you can do that and the plant will grow up. If you do like a quarter of an inch once a week, for example, then the plant will not be smothered by it and it'll grow up above it so you can wind up. Um, I wouldn't do it though. I mean, it'd be interesting experiment, but I wouldn't do it. Let's see. Um, Little B has a question. I want to get back up to the top here. Somebody came in earlier, and it was um, where'd it go? Aiden. Aiden Durr is if Aiden is still here. Aiden had said he's tried four um, natural tanks, two Allstead and two of mine, and has not been able to keep fish alive in it. And I really wanted to get together with him and find out what's going on, why that's the case. Um, it's not there are no simple answers to that. It's not an obvious situation. Now, somebody, let me get back. I'm just I'm running in circles here now. This is not good. Paul Muley. Hello. Good girl, Donna. Paul. Give Paul a wrench. Asia Llewellyn. Hello, hello. Erie is here. Zoltan is here. And the creek and the pond slop on top of the dirt layer and then cap it with sand. That's fine. I I think there's no pure science to this, at least not yet. By the end of the year, I think a research group is going to get around to looking at the deep substrate. Right now, they're finishing up the leaf module, which means within about a month, two at the most, we will have, I don't know, about a 25-page PDF on leaves, what they do, how to use them, how they work, which ones to select, where you can get them, da 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 da. It'll have pictures and will all be very nice. Now, we're not going to give this away. That's the first module. The second module will be the food web, and it'll be all about what the leaves are creating, in effect. And then the third module will be the deep substrate. Now, these we have a research team of, I don't know how many it is right now, 3 or 4 people. One of whom is you've met a couple of them. Laura, the biologist. Oh, I've got a thought I don't want to lose track of. Laura, Tommy, and Maeve are researchers, and they're researching all of the available technical literature on these issues, and then we're going to publish that. We're going to try to publish it in a format and a style that will be eminently readable. So hopefully that'll be the case. Once we do that, it will be on the Patreon page, which means you'll pay a monthly fee to be able to access it and everything else that'll be there. By then, we're already building Patreon product now. It'll wind up being quite nice, and will be a site worth paying $5 a month to get on. Let's see. Preston Strobel. There go the hearts again. Preston. What's the difference going in the wild and graving mud and putting it in the tank than using aquasol? Well, the wild material has biological matter in it. It's got a lot of bacteria in it. Um, it has other microfauna living in it. It's got fungal material in it. It just has a lot of life, and it's a natural aquatic material as opposed to potting soil, which is a natural terrestrial material. So uh, I can't give you the details on that, but I will be able to once we get the research done. We are going to research this, and we're going to determine a very precise answer to your question. But suffice it to say, using mud, I like to mix it with peat to kind of loosen it up because it tends to be very dense. I remember collecting mud at one point that was black, and it was so dense that just a half an inch in a bell jar fouled the jar, even though it had a sand cap on it. It was very intense. So by using a small amount, mixing it with a peat, and then mixing all of that in with the soil, then capping it, you're not putting anything in there that's going to blow the lid off. Why it should, I don't know. I mean, it came from a pond, but this is a tiny little, we're working with tiny little spaces and small amounts of small volumes of water. I have noticed that the larger the volume of water, the more dirt you can use. In anything under a 55 gallon, if you put more than an inch of dirt in, even though you're capping it with 2 inches of sand, there's a good chance it's going to blow up. That, and by blow up, I mean the dirt will permeate the tank and foul it. Which is curious because Volstead does it with no stand. So I don't know. It's all very confusing. We're going to study it and research it and find out why it works. Which is to say that the system I have designed and developed over years is a trial and error system. It's something that's grown as a result of a lot of stumbling and bumbling around and finally landing on a formula that works and that's pretty consistent and that is easily duplicated. So Donna didn't time anyone to hide a comment. We know you didn't, Donna, and you were forgiven. It's not a problem. Oh dear. I shouldn't have said her name, but I guess it was obvious. So don't worry about it, Donna. We know you're a sweet lady and you intended nothing. It was an accident. And accidents happen to me a lot. Michael just joined late and wanted to know if he's missed anything. Well, some of the best information we've ever put out, probably, Michael, but if you hang around a while, it'll get repeated, I'm sure. Got a few Aussies here, says JD. David Hanati. If conditions are right, would Rummy Nose breed in a community tank or did they prefer their own tank? Gee, I'm glad you asked that question. Tetras, barbs, what are those other funny things? Um, Danios, all of the little egg scatterers, they neons, I mean, all of them. They breed all the time. They're breeding in your tank every day. If they're healthy, they're breeding. You don't notice it because the eggs are tiny. They're usually relatively invisible when they're first laid in the water, and they get eaten almost instantly by everybody else in the tank. But sure, now I something I haven't done and I really need to do. I really need to do a video on breeding egg scatterers, both those that lay sticky eggs like rainbows and those that don't like Danios or tetras. It's not hard to do. The critical thing is to be able to keep the water free enough from fouling that the eggs don't go bad. And the way you do that is you I need to do a video on it. You set up a new tank. The simplest way is to put marbles in the tank. 2 rows of marbles. 2 rows of marbles. And then 2 inches of water on top of the marble. Put the fish in there late afternoon. They're conditioned up in your tank They're looking fat and sassy. They're chasing each other around. Put a female and two males, or two females and four males in the tank late in the afternoon, and then late in the morning, take them out. Now you can look on the bottom if it's a glass bottom with a flashlight, and if there are eggs, you will see them. If they're none, you can leave them in there for a day. I would take them out and try it again later, but that's a way to get them. And then you just pick the marbles out, which is easier said than done. There's the drawback to every system. There are other ways to do it. I was on a farm once where worked on a farm where they used styrofoam boxes and they laid lace, fine mesh lace, in the box, filled it halfway with water. So the lace was down in the water, and they threw their breeders in, left them in there for 2 or 3 days, took them out with the lace, and there were eggs all over the bottom. Waited until they hatched. Waited 2 days after that, and then dumped them all out in a pond that had been prepared for them, that was just thick with microfauna. That's how the farmers do it. Oh my! I did promise, and I need to be a man of my word, that we're going to look at the saltwater tank, because everybody's been asking about the saltwater tank, and it's doing fine. Oh, the plant has popped up to the top. Well, that's all right. It doesn't have roots anyway. I just kind of had it falsely stuck. We can't get close is the problem. Let me see what I can do. This is not going to be wonderful. Oh, you know what? I set up my camera, my phone, so I could take the phone over there. Let me do that. This will take a minute to do now that I've screwed up everything. Where's my phone? It should be on YouTube. Oh dear, it's not. And I gotta play funny games to get there. Latest published content. I'm in the wrong program here. I don't know if I can do this. It's too complicated. And I'm too slow with it. Can't get to it easily. All right, we'll try the camera. It ain't gonna work real well, but you'll see something. Oh, glory. That isn't too bad, is it? That's as close as I can get. You can see everything's pretty healthy. The fish are swimming. I saw a little crab a couple of times. There's some shrimp in here. I don't think anything has died. Um, I've got a little power head. I bought a new one. I'm going to use it because it needs more movement than it's getting. But there it is. It's got a little algae on the glass. I need to clean it. I've been feeding very sparing because I'm not sure how much of this algae is alive. Anywho, there it is. The, oh, look, a scallop is right in front. Looks like he's alive. That's this right here. Whoop, did you see him move? Moved again. A living scallop. That's cool. I wasn't sure they made it. I put 3 or 4 in. Nice. I don't see the crowd. All right. Did that. Now I gotta fix this silly camera again. I am talking with, oh dear, a niece of mine who is looking for a job. And I told her I wanted to teach her to be a cinematographer because she loves taking pictures and loves camera equipment. So, and I got all kind of camera equipment. And I need a photographer. I need a cinematographer. So hopefully that's going to work out, and we will be getting help along those lines sometime soon, maybe. All right, everybody's carrying on, talking about dirt and stuff. What else? Go to the bottom. Hello, Corporal Jagger. Nice to see you. Paul Mully. And may how home be filled with lots of tanks too. Yes. Can get a monster salt tank and get a shark. No, I don't have room for it. Angel Jelly. Hello, hello. Tony Bayou Mama. Hello. Congratulations, Donna and Paul. May all your little problems be boys and girls. Amen to that, Donna and Paul. Well, how nice. How nice. Fish Story is here. What's this proposal thing all about? What proposal? What are you talking about? Alex, proposal. You mean the video? That's what's his face uh, coming up with his bill from last year that he couldn't get through. Then he's trying to get it again. Trying to do it again. You mean the Lacey Act thing? Is that what you're talking about, or what are you talking? I don't know what you're referring to, Alex. Tell me what you're referring to. Bridal party, Paul Mully. Oh, how sweet. Isn't that lovely? Channel's growing fast. This channel is exploding. I'm at about 350 subscribers a day. It's just bizarre. And frankly, I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm doing 30,000 right now. Doing 30,000 hits a day. 30,000 hits a day. That is almost a million hits a month. That grab you? It took me 2 years or better to get to a million views. Now I'm doing it in a month. And I really am. Incredible. But it could all turn around instantly. You never know. JB has been binge watching videos. Well, I got plenty of them to binge on. Paul says, great to hear you're not fussy. Don't worry, we'll go somewhere beautiful, just like my newly wedded bride. Oh my. Just in time for a proposal. Oh, that proposal. Oh, I see. Ah, right. Erie's playing games with us. All right, let me skip to the bottom here. Get past all this silliness. Corey Miller is here. Brute. Paul and Donna. Is that right? Funny. When are we going up to Lucas on the ranch? Alex, we need to get that together. We're talking about October, November, which really would be a good time to go because it'll be a great time to collect. Um, the rains will be gone, the weather won't be so hot, and everything will be flourishing and easy to find. So hopefully then, Lucas sent a message, made a comment on one of my vids today, I guess. I'm trying to get in touch with him. I'd like to get him up on a Sunday evening, just to give you all a chance to you know meet meet the two of us together. Plus, I'd like to have a chance to talk with him. I have never talked with him. I met him, sat down. We were too tired to talk at the time. I don't think we said 5 words. We sat alongside each other for about 10 minutes. We were at a show together and too busy to talk. But I tell you, there isn't anybody more important to me on YouTube than Lucas. Without him, I'd still be stumbling around in the mud back there somewhere, trying to get out of the ditch, which ain't easy to do. I was what 3 or 4 months. I got in 2.5, 3 years ago. For the first 4 months, I was well under 100 subscribers, well under, like 25, 30 maybe, and they were all foul, and they all quit anyway. And then he somehow found me and liked the idea of what I was doing, so he mentioned me in a community note. I don't even know if he mentioned me live. Might have, but he did post a note about me in his community notes. And within a day or two, I was at 1,000. It just happened just like that. And it was Luke that did it, Lucas that did it. Just amazing. And since then, it's just been a battle. But the current growth really did not start until December, when a young man known to us only as L, who is a New Yorker. He's a New York ad man, Hasidic Jew, I think, who is just a fast talking New Yorker. And he came in and bedazzled me and got us doing a couple of things we had never done before. Put together a video that went to, I don't remember, went to 50,000 in a couple of days or a week or something. It just boomed right away. I think it hit 2 or 3,000. I'd never done that before. 2 or 3,000 day one. And then from there, we kind of hit the gas for about 3 months. We were really pumping it, and then all of a sudden in April, we got caught up in this controversy about dirt and dirty tanks and water changing. And that just absolutely exploded. I have one video, just one, that is now at, I think it's at or close to 700,000 views, that is pumping out 4,000 views a day. One video. It's been up for 4 months. For 4 months, it's been performing like that. Absolutely amazing. I've had, I don't know how many, more than 10,000 subscribers from that one single video that came out 4 months ago in April. So without that, it would be very different. But even, I think with that, it's raised a whole lot of other things. Gotten a whole lot more people involved. We're seeing a lot more people here on the live streams, new people we've never met before, which is wonderful. Um, and we hit 50,000 Friday, 51,000 Saturday, and it's now slowed down a little bit, but it'll be at 52,000 within within 2 days, 2 or 3 days. It'll be at 52. We're looking to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. That was the goal that L set back in December. He said, I want to get you to 100,000 in 1 year. And I didn't. I thought it was a pipe dream until we hit 50. And I believe it. I think it's doable. I mean, we could crash and burn. That could happen anytime. But I tell you, I don't know if I've been smart or not, but I've been putting a team together. I have a cinematographer who I pay for his services out of income from YouTube. I have, oh, there's Alan too. Gracious, Alan. Thank you so much. Alan Tooth is an old volunteer at the Father Fish Aquarium in Florida. He said, you and Lucas are definitely on the same page. Great to hear people suggesting less expensive ways of keeping aquariums and more natural. Love both of your video style. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I guess we do have the similar style, different personality, but the style's really about the same. Just, dealing with the chat, really. Unless he doesn't do guests. I've done guests, and I've done a lot of guests. And I've been doing a little of that. In fact, I want to get him as a guest. But his is really a good, solid question and answer. Yeah, that was the video. Jonna White said, the more content creators that can teach people about natural aquariums, the better. That was the video he just commented on, that Lucas just commented on, the one about content, about big fish tubers getting into natural aquariums. Hello, Scott Stankovich. Goodness sakes, I haven't talked to Scott in ages. Irish Rover. Sup, everyone? What's the crack? Well, you got to be here to know, I guess. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn you blue, Irish Rover 69. Oh, you're going to love Discord, Donna. There's some folks on here we just advanced to a new role we created, which teaches trainers to teach, teaches teachers to teach, which is pretty extraordinary. We have a group of people we call sharks. They're people who have done natural tanks, have had some success with it, basically understand it. So we elevate them to that position so that they can answer questions and help other people coming along. And that now we've created a megalodon level, a megalodon. The megalodons are people who teach the sharks how the details and in and outs of the father fish system. Then we have a level above that. That's the orcas, and they are the gurus. They they are the the experts, if you will, the people who really know their way in the field. I just thought of something I wanted to remember and forgotten. Now I've remembered. Stephen the biologist is back. I talked to him yesterday. He's back home. He's been all over the world doing a big research project that is finally culminating. It's a government funded project that he's going to give us access to. So we'll be able to see it once it's done. He's back. He's home. He's looking to get back involved in the fish fam. So you'll be seeing Stephen the biologist. He has a new handle, and I'm not going to remember. Oh golly, maybe I can find it real quick. It's a funny word like window or shade or like shade. Shelf. 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 He goes by Shelf. So, and we'll have him. I don't know. He doesn't do live performances, um, but you can get him. You can get him on Discord. At least we did before. So hopefully, he's just been chatting and kind of getting the feel. I think he needs to get his equipment organized. He hasn't got that really together yet. And there go more hearts. Somebody tell me where the hearts are coming from. I don't know I gotta show you this. Now they've stopped, of course. Okay, when it starts again. Oh, there we go. There was one. All right. Now, there. What is that? What is that? I think I saw that last week once. Look at them just pouring out. Who's doing that? What is that? And how do you do it? I don't know about that. There was a little smiley face. A smiley face. I don't understand this. It's very nice. The hearts come from the heart button in the live chat. Oh, really? The heart button. So where is the heart button in the live chat? I've got live chat. Add reaction. Oh, like that, you mean? No, that's not it. Well, I don't know how to do it. I just did stuff on my comment. That's not what it is. 200. I think it only works on a mobile device. Okay. It's on mobile phones only. Okay. All right. Well, it's cool, and I like it, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Now I gotta get my camera hung back up here. So I bought this fancy new camera. I'm scared to use it. And My editor's telling me, use the new camera because he likes it better. I'm sure it's a lot nicer. I just freaks me out a little bit. Too many bells and whistles. And it's a simple one. The hearts mean you're loved. Thank you, Deborah. I had no idea. That's fine. That's very nice. Oh, now I've managed to reduce my chat screen to 6 lines. How I did that, I don't know. See, maybe I can get rid of this. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I push buttons and it's all over. Do the hearts show up on everybody's um, screen or just mine? Is that Foxy? Yes. Foxy is here. Foxy Fishes. Hello. How are you, my dear? Well, nice to have you here. Yes. I don't know. I've thoroughly bollocksed up my screen now. Oh well. So just gotta live with it. Peplin Creek must be on a phone, he says. Right. It's Paul Cohen. Says it's me. It's me. Blood pressure monitor. Oh well, I need to tell you I've got about my health issue. This is kind of interesting. Where do I start? I've been overweight for a couple of years, like 250 pounds, bad overweight, and trying and struggling to lose it and getting it absolutely nowhere. I finally got to the point where I was at 240 for 2 or 3 years, trying to get under that. In the last 6 months, I went to 250. So I figure, okay, the, the time has come. I've been listening to people like Jordan Peterson, who's on a diet, and others, many others, and I finally decided to do the carnivore diet. Call me crazy. So for the last 8 days, I have been on the carnivore diet. Aha! In 8 days, I've lost 17 pounds. And I'm looking forward to the next 17. Um, it's totally messed up my drug regimen. In fact, I was on a heart medication that I had to stop taking because it was laying me on the floor. My heart was, my blood pressure was going down to 100/50. I was just, I couldn't function. And then I'd gone off of it, it went up. So now I'm doing a quarter of that pill. And that seems to be right. So I did that and I'm kind of balancing out. But really, 17 pounds in 8 days. I announced this in church today. And I think a demon got hold of my tongue because I said, I have I have a joy to report. I've lost 117 pounds. And everyone sat there stunned. And as I walked back to my seat, I was singing in the choir. My head began to clear a little and I kind of shook it. And 17, 17, 17. And I think if everybody got it, I mean, they figured it out. But it was kind of dumb. But yeah, it was weird. Anyway, 17, for real. I was 250 and now I'm 233. So we'll see. What I have to do, my biggest problem is this. That's the killer for me. I thought I could do it. I thought I could keep eating just a few of these a day. They're 10 calories each. And I'm allowed 30 calories. Well, once you get past three of those with whatever else I've stuck in my mouth, I'm over and no longer ketonic, no longer losing weight. So after day 4 or day 3, I lost 10 pounds in 3 days and then gained 5 back. And then lost from, I gotta figure, 233 to 245. That's 12 pounds. So actually, altogether, I've lost 12 plus 5 is 17. I've lost 17 pounds. That's what I said, 17. I don't know. My mind as well, apparently. So anyway, the candy's got to go. YouTube added a button at the side of chat. Oh, I saw that. Community moderation, participants toggle moderation activity, pop out chat, toggle timestamps, send feedback. None of which makes any sense to me. On the phone, I guess. Uh, They're going nuts with the hearts there. Menu pops up and you choose at the right. Oh, yeah. Top chat, live chat. So, live chat. Is it top chat? I don't think so. Fan funding. What is that? Super chat, super stickers, channel membership, and gifting. That's the new thingy. So we have Angel Gel and Ellen Tooth. Okay. Oh, I know what that is now. Live chat. Back to live chat. Back to the video. Anyhow, I never got a chance to talk to this guy about his failure. So hopefully he'll show up on Discord. YouTuber Hungry Fat Chick is on Carnival, says Oscar Jungle. I tell you, it's amazing, but it does change your system. Chatterbox, happy to be awake early to watch you. Well, happy to have you here, Chatterbox. Massive people with autoimmune disorders switching to carnivore and having amazing. That's exactly right. And I've got them all. I've got all of the problems that ensue from high fructose, high sugar, heart problems, diabetes, overweight, fatty liver, all that stuff. So if I can stick to this thing and live through it, I'm going to be on the med bed. That'll be my med bed. That'll rejuvenate me. And I'm excited about that. I really am. I'm just, I got confirmation today on the brand new scale I just bought. I got an electronic one because I wanted it to be absolutely dead on. And it is, and it's cool. So I got confirmation that it's actually working. Yeah, I ain't into lab meat. I'll tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to start. We've got some local butchers here on the shore who raise their own herds and butcher their own meat and sell it direct. And that's what I'm going to start buying because I don't want any more meat or anything else that's got any kind of drugs in it. I'm just done with all that. It has caused me to it's caused a chemical explosion in my body. I will admit it's kept me alive. I mean, it's kept me alive when it otherwise would have killed me. But you add one thing to another, to another, to another. It's like, I don't know, it's a Ferris wheel. It's terrible. And I want to get off of it, the merry-go-round. I want to get off of it and just be able to have a normal, healthy body at 82 years old. You tell me if that's nuts. Right, that's what I'm going to do, Tony. I'm getting local meat, not from the store. And mix and drink. Yeah, water. I am drinking diet green tea, which probably is not all that good, but it ain't all that bad either. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get over my insulin resistance. That's really the key to all this. That ain't going to happen quick or easy, but buy a half a steer or a pig. I really like certain cuts of meat, so and I'm my the plant. Somebody asked about plants. Oh, we need to post the link. Where's the link? Whoops! I'm about to hurt myself here. Oh dear! I don't want to do this. Um, for the fourth, we got behind. We're not able to order product last week. So that means everything is essentially a week behind. So we will be shipping out this Thursday and the following 3-4 days. I'm ordering extra. Da-da-da-da. Um, I've got some new products in the store, so you might check that out as well. Tony, they all do. They all. I have a really classy diabetic doctor, whatever that's called, and she's got me on 3 different, very expensive, very fancy insulins. And the first thing that's happened is I've had to cut back on them because they're driving my blood sugar too low. Although I've been surprised that it's staying normal. It's not going. I haven't been over 200 once since I started on this. I was at 190 one time, but I think it was because I cheated. Um, but I'm doing shots. I'm just doing less. Can't do vitamin C. Can't do orange juice. Can't do it. I can do vitamin C tablets. I need to consider that because I don't know how much C I'm getting. in meat. I don't know. But orange juice is an absolute no-no. Any kind of fruit juice, no fruits. The diet is not is it the magic is not the meat. The magic is no sugar and no carbs, and nothing that makes sugar or carbs. The magic is fat instead of carbs and sugars. Exercise, yeah, I'm doing 2 days a week physical therapy, and that's having some pretty good results too. I'm excited about that. Yeah, no diet, no fake sugar. Right. I eat as much as I want to eat. I do not starve. I'm not hungry. I've yet to be hungry. And so I have no cravings because I'm full. I'm not hungry. And that's really interesting because carbs make you hungry. That's where that's where all the cravings come from eating carbs and eating sugars. Bulk beef in Oklahoma. Yeah, not going to live off apples. I can't eat apples. No apples. No fruit of any kind. No vegetables of any kind. That's what I was going to say. The diet, the magic is in what you're not eating. It's in it's in cutting out a whole order of food that is 90% of the food pyramid. I can eat eggs, no milk, eggs, cheese, butter, all the butter I want. Little bit of cheese, not crazy cheese. I can have some cheese. I can eat all the eggs I want, all the butter, all the whatever kind of meat. Yesterday I ate nothing but shrimp, bacon, and eggs. It was pretty good. The day before that I ate crab cakes. And I was full all day, not hungry, no hunger, not going to the fridge looking for something. And I've been that way today. I've had, what have I eaten today? I had six buffalo wings, a little spicy, six buffalo wings, which I'm sure had some breading on them. So that probably is going to put me over for the day. But I don't have any. I'm not hungry, and that was this morning. Oh, Zelko said he perfected keto. Wow. Yeah, I am gonna buy a keto pen at some point. I got one somewhere, but I'll just buy a new one. I can't find it. Um, I'm a little. I tried this years ago and got nowhere. I could not get into keto, but I think I probably am. If I'm not, I'm close. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. And the main reason is if I don't do it, I'm not going to be here to irritate people for another 5 years. And I would like to do that. I would like to see where all this is going. I mean, not just this, I'd like to see where the world is going because it's about to blow up, I think. And it either will or it won't. And if it doesn't, it's going to be a magnificently wonderful change. And if it does, it's going to be a magnificently horrid change. So it's either going to get a lot better or a lot worse, but it ain't going to stay the same, I don't believe. And I'd like to see that. I'd just like to experience it. It's one of the reasons I have never understood suicide. Never understood it. Not really. And there was one point in my life where I really was suicidal. because I'd been beaten up to the point where I just had nothing left. I'd been robbed blind, beaten to death. I was in horrid condition. And my daughter was living with me, and I didn't want her to find my dead body, so I didn't do it. That was the lowest I've ever been. But generally, my attitude is I'm just really curious about what's going to happen. The reality is, when we're gone, we're gone. When we're done, we're done. When it's over, it's over. And there ain't no more. So why not get as much as you can, do as much as you can, be as much as you can, while you can, because when you can't, you can't. You're done. It's over. And there ain't no going back. I mean, if you could go back and say, oh, I'd like to try that again. Ain't no trying nothing again. You get one shot at everything. And then that's it. And I'd like the that's it part to be down the road a bit yet. I'm not ready to go. I'm 82 and I'm not ready to go. In fact, I want to get rejuvenated so I can make it to 92. That's my new goal, 92. I had a woman curse me. She said, I curse you to live to 120. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, where are we? I'm just eat normal and move, says Angel. Well, yeah, right. All right, let me get to something. More after you throw the old suit. Well, that's going to be interesting when I have to start getting rid of clothes. That'll be fun. Donna, I know, Donna. It is, isn't it? Oh, God. I'm in a single bed, which I don't like, but my bedroom won't hold anything bigger. So, one of the things I'm looking forward to doing once I get this channel built to the point where it'll provide enough income is move to a bigger house. And I'd like to move to something big enough to be able to set up some family members who I care about in a nice home that I can leave them. So that's kind of my long range goal. But that needs to happen in a year. There needs to be a plan, a definite hard rock plan by the end of this year. That's 6 months. And I'm getting there. I'm saving. It's coming along. Gonna make it. Most of us are tired of being labeled something we aren't. This is Tony. And all the division and the double standard of the justice. Many things just coming to a head if things don't change. Yeah, and that's what's going to make them change. It's absolutely true. And it's on every level. It absolutely is. Boy, talk about time the times they are a changing. We didn't know what we were thinking about back in the 60s. This this is the age. This is the age of Aquarius. I mean, it ain't Aquarius, but boy, is it a time of fundamental change. Now, Napoleon Hardin, gone deep substrate crazy, loving it, never going back. All right, you just earned yourself a wrench. Breathing hard earns you a wrench around here. How did I know Erie? Donna said. Popped up one day, just like everybody else. Lee's house. Oh, Lee has a lovely home. I really like his home. Now, I think what I want to do, my goal is to get a farmhouse. But there are, this part of this is like deep south. It's not deep south, but it is. What in the world's calling me, John? Hey, John. Hi.
How are you?
Good. You?
I had my ringer turned off the other night.
Oh, you were live with Father Fish.
Very good.
Ah, say hello to how many do we got here? I lost track. Let me look. I normally lost track. Oh, here it is. We have 120. We have. We got a gang in. Let me call you back.
Okay, bye.
John. John's one of my friends from Florida. Ooh. How did I know Erie? How did I know any of you guys? Farmhouse in Maryland. On the eastern shore of Maryland. Bad gorilla. much, much less. Now, let me explain. This part of the country is among the oldest culture, if you will. The oldest, there's a specific word I'm looking for, settled. The oldest settled part of the country in the country. It's the eastern shore of Maryland. There are countless mansions. And by mansion, I mean at least a 20-room house, many of which are in magnificent condition in cities and towns and villages and out in the fields across this whole area, the entire region. Magnificent old homes. And I don't want to do that. I want to do something a little under that that will be that will have enough land to be able to farm, that will be close to a decent water source, preferably a creek or a river. So I'll have immediate access to the water. That's the goal anyway, to get something, maybe a big old stone or brick house, probably 10 to 15 rooms, because I want to move a bunch of people in who really need a nice place to live, and have it be something spectacular. Then I can have the fish room of my dreams, which I think will be a greenhouse. Because I've always wanted to do a fish room greenhouse in glass, a good quality greenhouse, double pane glass. So it'll be thermal. All I got to do is get to 1 million subscribers. Elle said, maybe that should be the goal, he said. Half mockingly, I think. Anyway, would I let Pootie Tank live with me? Oh man, you're pushing me over the edge there. No madness. I ain't into madness. I mean, not the kind of raving lunatic madness. No, no, I'm not into drama, not into madness, not into anybody who can't deal with themselves effectively. I had enough of that and don't want any more of it. Erie first says, Tom, delete my number. Oh, oh. Julie, I found the fish remember me. Julie Zepman, continuing to find this amazing in heading. Just bought a 20-gallon. Be putting my betta in it, and I love celestial pearl danios. Any advice? Oh, I do too. I've got some in here that I got. In fact, where did I get them? Pebbling Creek. I got them from Pebbling Creek. Um, any advice? Yeah, absolutely, Julie. Come on over to our Discord channel. I think if I post, I haven't posted the link. Let me bleh, let me do it. Let me do it. Do, 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 do. Now, what I have to do here is I have to do a non-expire link. Here we go. I got it. Okay, so forward. I'm kind of jammed in here. I need to rework this area for live streams. It's really not working well. It's too cluttered. Um. Anyway, Julie, yeah, join us over on our Discord. It's wonderful. You will love it. What is Booty Tang? That's a very good question. Bob says my house was built in 1940, so we're waiting for it to be a historical marker. What's that? 100 years, 15 years more. Cool. Chatterbox, love your videos. More to learn every time I watch. Yeah, I was real excited about the recent one on algae. And I haven't decided what to do the next one on, but I need to get on it right quick because it's got to be out by Monday. That's tomorrow. God, they come too quick. It just too. I've got to. I got to do Friday and I publish. It's too quick. Hmm. Yeah, there were some people telling me before I need to get ahead. I guess I need to get ahead. I'm always under the gun to hit the schedule. So I give me some ideas of something that everybody wants to know something about, and nobody knows anything about much. Um, but is a major topic of concern. That should be a tough one. Celestial pearls. I remember when they first came in. Um, who is it? Um, Bioaquatics was the first one to breed them in the States. And he wound up with 100,000, couldn't get rid of him. Nobody would. This is 10 years ago or so. 100,000 of them. My tanks were full of them. His tanks were full of them. The wholesalers bought them out. It wasn't a big seller because nobody knew what they were. I mean, they had been wild caught. They had not been bred. They were around, but they were wild caught. And all of a sudden, he's breeding them. So now he's doing it again 10 years later and making some money on them. Childhood dreams at 80 is the Christian way. Thank you, Oscar. That's very sweet. Alf Spence. Alf! Alf is here. We got to give Alf a wrench. If anyone ever deserved a wrench. What's it? Alex says, I'll get to 50K. May move to Florida for half the year. Oh, that would be very cool. That would be cool, Alex. Neat. Yeah, I keep thinking I need to go back. I don't know. I'm looking to visit. I want to go back to visit. I've moved, I don't know how many times in my life. I feel like been in the military. I haven't, but I've been all over all over, literally, all over the East Coast, top to bottom, and lived in almost every state for a year or more, typically more. I was in Florida for 30 years. 30 years. Doesn't seem like. Gonna be a snowbird. You'll love it. It's such great fun, Alex. It really is. Tony said our house is old but added on to this on site what was a cotton gin. The brick floor is still in their yard. That's cool. The picture, the scene of the bridge that I've been posting as my blanks as my thumbnail for the live streams is a picture from my daughter's backyard. Her backyard is about 5 acres. Her front yard is about 10 acres. And she lives in the oldest house on Ken Island. It's a brick house that was built, that was actually the headquarters for the British general in the War of 1812. He threw the farmer out and took it over. So it's a very very old. It was built in 1780, I think, somewhere along there, and she has turned it into a showpiece, just down to the last mote of dust. It's astounding, utterly astounding. Anyway, that's that's her view from her bedroom window. There are a bunch of guys who do collecting, Scott, in Florida, and they are good. They're really good. They collected stuff I never got. The guys up around Orlando, they've got stuff there I never saw. I never got up there to collect. Nice, nice fish. CPD is a real breed. It's an actual fish. It's not a hybrid. Taylor Cox. Hello, Taylor. Gonna turn Taylor blue. If I was to start a fish room, it's a good idea to have them on a central system or on separate filter systems. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When I had my shop, I had four central systems going for four different kinds of water, actually, including a lot of salt water. And that's the other thing. I can't do much here. I'm just kind of locked in. I've got one, two, three, four, six, seven. I've got 7 tanks here. I could do one or two more. I put a greenhouse up. I've got about 6 or 8 vats in the greenhouse. Um, and it's overwhelming. I need to. Aquarium ecosystem, what Bob says, self sustaining. I got about 100 of them, Bob. Give me more specificity. Erie, thanks for the embrace. You got it, Erie. Absolutely. Tom Geraldton on the coast. Which coast? Tom from Oz. Oh, that Tom. Yeah, Tom Cafaro is in Florida, I guess. Never met him. Crazy young man who has made enough money to be able to be permanently crazy and maintain that level of insanity as his YouTube shtick, which maintains the the um, the level of popularity, the craziness, and the money that goes with it. Oh, really? You had headworms in your Ultims? How dreadful, Emery. No longer want to go to the feed. What can I do? Wow. Do live food. Do live food. Do worms. Do Daphnia. Do brine shrimp. Do whatever kind of live food you can get hold of. That'll trigger them because they'll see something moving and want to go after it. Wow, that's a tough fish. I only know one person who's bred them. I know a number of people now have them. A lot of people are trying them. Alex has got some, in fact. I think, don't you? I know Kenny does. I've had them. I don't have any right now. I'm not equipped to be able to deal with it. I can't hardly deal with what I got, which is part of the reason I don't have much because it's I just don't have a decent situation for them, and I'd like to, but it's going to take first of all me getting physically healthy enough to be able to do it, and then having the resources to be able to do it, and then doing it. Doing it's the least hard part, actually. Plant bins are a cash cow. Plant bins. I'll tell you what. What are you talking about, Oscar? Somebody said that last week, Ghost. It looked like Geralt of Rivia. The plant bins. I'll tell you what, Tony. If they put that law in effect, I'm going to recommend that everyone in the hobby, everyone with pets, actively, openly, and aggressively violate the law. Really. I think civil disobedience is going to be the only way to get rid of it if it happens. We just need we need a million of us in jail. And then maybe they'll wake up and realize how stupid it is. It is the most destructive thing, not of people's hobby, of the environment, of the species, of nature itself. It is fundamentally evil. It is an act of evil. And for a man who professes to be a Christian, to propose such legislation demonstrates that there are demons controlling him. And he needs to get purged of them. Honest to God, it is insane, worse than insane. It demonstrates the madness of the age that we're entering, that we've been entering now for the last couple of years, and how utterly mad it is. I mean, we all know it, we all see it. It ain't a big secret. It is upon us, and we are we are demanded, required to pay obedience to those who in earlier times would have been locked up in asylums. But of course, we have shut down the asylums. We have let the madness out onto the street. And we now worship the madness as the great new norm. My God. There will be a comeuppance for this. A bloody damn guarantee you. It ain't going to last long either. This is just incredible. Utterly incredible. Ooh. I go further down this road, we'll turn it into a political fist fight. Plant bins, Oscar. I don't know what you're referring to, but I've started a plant business about 3 months ago, and I am frankly astounded at how successful it is. I mean, it boggles the brain. I've basically been doing one main product, which is the 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 good deal product, which is 15 bunches of stem plants for $59, and you get 2 extra bunches free. And I'm selling as many as I can handle, and it's paying the bills and putting a little bit of money in the bank. So between that and what's happening on YouTube, um, things are moving forward in a very exciting way. I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking pretty good, guys. No, we're not going to kill our fish. We're not going to kill our fish. And what we're not going to do is hide and run. We're not going to duck and run on this. I will go to jail for violating this law. I will commit deliberate, open, willful acts of civil disobedience in order to be financially destroyed by the government and locked up for the rest of my life. I will do that. I consider it that vile. I consider my life nothing in comparison to destroying this evil. That's how I really feel about it. That's what I really think about it. It's that in my mind, it is that black, dark, malignant, destructive, vile, corruptive, and a violence to the heartbeat of nature. Can I say it any more clearly? Probably. Give me a few minutes. Robin! Yeah, we'll be shipping out Thursday. Um, Anybody who has an order in, other than the, the, the bundles, will go out Thursday. I've got pretty much everything else. A few oddballs I'm filling out. The dirt goes out routinely, so that'll go out. I'll be shipping tomorrow morning. I shipped Thursday. I mean, I try to get it out. Don't touch my eyes. I know you're right. That's exactly right. If I touch it, it burns. I got to keep my hands out. I'm like, ow, it hurts. Chatterbox, Western Australia, Geraldton AU on the coast. Okay, got it. Donna says, I hope you're not too rough, Gorilla. I don't want to know what's going on there. Just have to clear that with. Yeah, please, come on, give me a break. I'm an old man. A fish keeper, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ricky. Bob, when you were willing to give your freedoms for safety, then you deserve neither. Amen to that. Amen to that. And boy, are we being pushed into that box. It's got to end. The tyranny has to end. Thank you, Chatterbox. Hello, Noel. All right. You guys, knock it off. Just enough of this gorilla stuff. Take it, take it somewhere else. I don't want it. I don't want it here. It gets out of hand too easy. Cold washcloth. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right here. There it is. Ta-da. It does help. Except I can't read. uh, oh, like when the dry law. Yeah, like that. Like that. Except worse. That didn't affect the corn trade. Want to move out in the middle of nowhere in Florida. West of Jackson, a good spot. Jacksonville. Nowhere near the beach. Yeah, a lot of central Florida is pretty remote. And you can get, I mean, there are, I don't think there are a million acre, but there are 100,000 acre ranches in central Florida, and not a few of them. There are such that there are elephant herds roaming in central Florida. There actually are on ranches that are big enough to handle that. It's doable. If you got the resources, it's doable. Erie, that's right. Who said that, Erie? All evil needs a triumph. It's for good men to do nothing. It's a quote from whom? Gorilla Calm now. Glad to hear it. Oh, glory. Tins Falls. Tennessee is a good city. Tennessee is a good state. Tennessee wouldn't be bad at all. I've considered Tennessee. And the mountains are just wonderful, magnificent. And there's so many really cool fish living in those streams and creeks in the mountains of Tennessee. It's just wonderful. Ricky, forgotten about the Constitution. That's right. I know it was clean banter. I know, Erie. It just it gets a little, it's like, it's like Lee. Those of you who've been around a while know what I mean. It gets out of hand. And when it gets out of hand, it can get really out of hand really fast. Napoleon. I wash doesn't help. I did all that. Makes it worse. All right, now I've lost everybody again. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, I was watching a video that one of my new YouTube friends had posted. He's got like 50 subscribers, been around for a while. He posted a video of a closed asylum, one of these magnificent old, huge Victorian brick buildings, utterly incredible, covering, God knows, 50 acres easily. Huge old building, caved in, I mean, just derelict completed. But he was able to do flyover and a little bit of walk through. And I was thinking about this, thinking about why they closed the asylums and what they really were. You know, the one in Britain, they used to call Bedlam because it was pretty insane. I mean, it was Bedlam. It was people chained to walls. We stopped doing that, but we started chemically chaining people to walls, which is equally as bad. But I was envisioning a mental health facility that would be a place of beauty, of gentleness, even a prison as a mental health facility that would have absolute security, but no gray bars and no opportunity for people to be able to beat up on each other, even. Now, I don't know how you do that with chemicals, I guess. But the idea would be to create a place where decompressing could occur, where all of the demons could be purged from a person's life, and they could be then in a place of peace and calm and beauty and joy, and could be there enough to be able to replace all of those destructive forces with healthy I don't know if this is pipe dreaming, fantasia, or whatever, but it seems to me it ought to be possible for an advanced culture really genuinely caring about its members without being in control of everything, because that's the beginning of evil, of a genuinely free people reaching out. I don't know. The vision doesn't come into clear enough, but it was a nice thought. Oh, well. Gangsters in the name of Mother Nature. Amen to that. Amen to that. Understore, underground pet stores. Yeah, that what it would not do is shut down the big box stores. And pet stores are pretty much underground now anyway, really. Pretty much. Noel. Hello, Noel. We're gonna get down to the bottom here. What time is it? 7:45. We're rambling on. I think I'm way behind. 7:42. Okay, I'm catching up now. Tinsball's worked in ER for 40 years. More than half the beds are psych. Yeah, we can't do it that way. There's got to be a better way to do it. Same with prisons. There's got to be a better way to do it. I mean, we can't have them on the street, God knows, because that's where they are now, and they're just wreaking havoc. We need to be able to have reasonable standards of sanity and civility that we're willing to abide by and celebrate. And then anyone who violates those gets dealt with. And we deal with them by shaking them real hard. I mean, real hard. Hard enough that they get the message. But it's got to be done in a way that reaches everybody. It reaches the children. It's so many damaged children is what's causing so much crime and mental illness. It's damaged children. And I tell you, honest to God, it started when we started aborting babies. It did. Like it or not, that's when the value of life went into the pit. When we started aborting babies legally, the value of life went to hell. Didn't do it instantly, but it certainly did it. And I think it absolutely goes back to it's the 60s. So many bad things, destructive things that we're paying for today came out of the 60s, all in the name of being free. Being free. Like abandoned sex. I don't know. Asylums here in Ethel, people used in government. I'm sure, well, that was a big part of the reason they were shut down. They were madhouses. And they were not nice places. They were horrid places. And the few that tried to be nice, like there's one in Baltimore called Shepherd Pratt, they tried. And they do all right. They're still there. They're still functioning as a hospital. Um, we just got to do better. We got to do better. When fathers stop being in the home, that's a big part of it. It's all of the same thing. Kay Walker, you need a wrench. Let's see. We lost everybody. No, we're about where we were. We're okay. We're all friendly here. Yeah, we can kill the babies by protecting eagles' nests. Yeah, from everything except windmills. Oh, no question, Kay. Roe v. Wade was illegal. It absolutely was. Absolutely. And not for the reasons you might think. It was illegal because it was a usurpation of states' rights. That's why it was illegal. The federal government has no business involving itself in such matters. Robin Beasley, where are you? That's a question. Yeah, that's about right too, Tony. Where's the bottom of this? I guess I'm there. Aspirin between the knees. Yeah, I was reading an article today about it. Boy, talk about being off track. A woman who, at 45, got pregnant, panicked from Louisiana, and went, I don't know where, Nevada, to get an abortion. Was so upset she had to travel an hour and a half to get an abortion. And I thought to myself, my God, here this woman is 45 years old. I don't know if she had children or not. She had a miracle pregnancy. At 45, a miracle pregnancy. And she could not for a second see the value that provided her for her life, for her old, for her her later years, and she just butchered it, just threw it away with no consideration at all to number one, whether it was actually good for her life, which undoubtedly would have been. Number two, whether that baby wanted to be thrown away or deserved in any way to be discarded. That's the real rub. And where was the father in all this? Never got mentioned. Too much. It's all too much. Too much ignorance, too much stupidity, too much evil, too much selfishness. Just too much. George Orwell's 1984, yeah, really. Too true. How tall is a 26 gallon? There are two of them. There's a 26, they're actually 29. I don't know about a 26 gallon. I know about a 29 gallon. The 29 gallon comes in two widths or two heights. The ones I have here are 24 inches. There's also, I think it's a 28 inch. I don't think it's a 30. Might be a 30. The 24 inch is 18 high. I think it's 18, yeah, 18 high. The 28 or the 30 inch is 14 high. I think that's right. Oh, Tony, don't get me started. The, you know the real issue. Tony's saying, you imagine all the geniuses that have been aborted. Here's the real issue: God is not mocked. God is not mocked. The death, the infanticide of 100 million babies will come home to roost on us in ways that will bring all of that pain and suffering, all of that destruction right back on us. And it's inevitable. It That's probably what we're facing. I just don't even want to think about it. I don't want to. It's uh, yeah. I really like the tall if you can get them. That's what I had in my shop. I had 8 29 talls. I think it was 8. Could have used more. They were a little hard to get, and I kept 4. Sold a couple. One of them cracked. I've got to get it repaired. Ryan Rogers. It's child sacrifice, Ryan. It absolutely is. That is precisely what it is. It is infanticide. We think how horrid the Aztecs were, or the Incas, whoever it was, for killing 20,000 slaves in a day and as a sacrifice to their god. We do that. We do that. There's no difference. What's the difference? You add up all the shootings, all the murders, all the suicides, all of the infanticide. It's more than what the Aztecs ever did. We're 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 achieving the grand goal of 100 million, surpassed 50 million years ago. 100 million. What's that? A third of our population? It's really half of the population that we would otherwise have, as a minimum. As a minimum, we would be, you know, how do you deal with that? Well, I guess we would have dealt with it earlier. Well, have we run out of gas here? We're out of juice. I need to be out of time. Watched a Jewish thing yesterday about the wasting seed. Quite explicit in the title. The guy basically said every time we do this, we're giving to the devil. Yeah, right. Right. Scott would love to have this conversation. This conversation is going on Discord. We have a channel set aside called Soapbox, where precisely this conversation and other very, very tough conversations are going on all the time, 24/7. Get over there and check it out. You'll be amazed. There's the basic rule is no personal attacks, no vile language, and nothing obscene. But the conversation is totally open, and it's the people who are there understand it, appreciate it, respect it, and they're into some pretty heavy stuff. You might check it out. A tip for stocking a 100-gallon tank. Huh. Yeah, the first tip is to figure out whether you want big fish or little fish. Because if you want little fish, you can't have big fish. And if you want big fish, you can't have little fish. So you got to either have big fish or little fish. And in 100-gallon, it's a crapshoot. 100-gallon works extremely well for little fish. And it works very well for a limited number of big fish. You can do, for example, a really wonderful colony of Tanganyika cichlids in a 100-gallon tank. That'll be quite nice. So that would be the first thing to figure out is whether you want to go big or little. Green neon tetras, I love them. I love them. I need to get some. Nice fish. That's what the trouble with doing that video, I could talk through it and we could probably come up with enough clips to be able to cover it. Maybe I ought to just do that. My problem is I don't have the facility and resource here to be able to do the kind of video on breeding I would like to do. Let me talk to my editor and see what he thinks. If I can I can put together the audio part. If he can do the video, then we can do this. I would like to do it. Camera blocked. Oh dear, I'm sorry. You know what? I don't have it up there. It is blocked. Thank you, Tom. No, I did not get him yet. Yeah, that's a great idea, Ryan. And you want to plant it extremely heavily and scape it with a lot of hardscape. Very heavy planting, very heavy hardscape, and it'll be dramatic. It'll be wonderful. All right, my friends, my loves, my precious joy, we're out of here. When am I usually on Discord? All day long. I'm in and out, but I'm there any hour of the day or night. Uh, I probably actually spend part of it is that when I'm there, I'm usually working on one or another closed channel where I'm doing videos or that kind of stuff. But I do get into the chats. At least I'm on. You can usually find me on Morning Coffee or on Ask for Help. I keep pretty good eye on those two channels. I will pop into Soapbox occasionally, rarely. Other than that, I'm on the YouTube channel or in the research. I don't do much in the research group. I'll be doing a lot more now that they're getting stuff put together because I'll be helping with the editing. Last count at awesomeness of 13 tanks. My tanks go from one lounge room window all the way around like a U shape. And in one lounge, no TV. Sounds spectacular. You ought to do a video on it, Chatterbox. Post it on YouTube or post it on Discord. Love to see it. That would be fun. All right. Love you all, guys. God bless you all. Wonderful to be here. Like it or I'll put you in time. Awesomeness needs a wrench. All right. Um, check out plants. You got the link. Check out our Discord channel, Fatherfish Shoal. Watch some vids. Put some dirt in the tank. Love you all. Bye for now.